immigration angst. Central Valley organizations say the fear in the undocumented community has never left, but it's recent national headlines that make them weary still of stepping outside.
Your reporter covering San Joaquin County, Esteban Reynoso, is in the county where hundreds of thousands of undocumented families are still trying to navigate through these uncharted waters.
It's been nearly 3 months since President Trump returned to the White House, but for organizations like El Concilio here in Stockton, they say the fear among the undocumented community is still just as high. Still the message, if you've done nothing wrong, you have nothing to worry about. No criminal record, no worries. That's the message following President Trump's inauguration on deporting illegal immigrants in the country.
Not only is there that fear, though, but there's a lot of uncertainty about what to do. It's almost like people are paralyzed.
Jose Rodriguez is the CEO of El Concilio, a nonprofit that works firsthand with the undocumented population. He says since President Trump took office, the calls into his Stockton office from the undocumented community have skyrocketed. And in light of recent national headlines,
despite our efforts to try to keep people calm, people are still scared, and people are calling and saying, well, you said this, what about this, and have things changed? The number of calls hasn't diminished.
But is there a reason to be scared? Rodriguez says for those in San Joaquin County, no.
But I think that locally, at least here in the state of California, one of the things that we can count on is that our governor and our legislator have indicated that they're going to be opposed to what the Trump administration is doing that's going to have a negative impact on the state of California.
Another reason El Concilio says to not worry is that local law enforcement agencies in San Joaquin County have said that they will not participate in deportation raids by ICE against non-offenders. The state has also vowed to protect undocumented, law-abiding immigrants, but advocates warn
they need to speak with a trusted advisor who would be an immigration attorney. I think definitely people are anxious to, even U.S. citizens are worried, frankly.
Blake Nordahl is a clinical professor of law at the University of the Pacific. He says to get someone on your side who understands the law and work towards citizenship.
If they're undocumented, can they become a permanent resident? If they're a permanent resident, can they become a U.S. citizen?
And Nordahl says it gets a little bit tougher on the undocumented population because there's a plethora of cases, but there's a shortage of immigration lawyers who can take those cases on. According to the Department of Homeland Security, there's roughly 3.6 million cases active right now nationwide.